Hey everybody, if you've played Airsoft any amount of time, you've seen a lot of great play. You've probably seen a lot of bad play, maybe even some fights and some flip-outs. But sometimes what happens off the field is even stranger. So let's take a look at a handful of notable and bizarre happenings this week in Airsoft.
Tango's down.
Alright guys, our lead off for today is passengers removed from plane at San Francisco airport after a teen sends a photo of an airsoft gun to others using Airdrop. Don't do this. A teenager sent a photo of an airsoft gun to other passengers on a plane at San Francisco International Airport Thursday, prompting officials to remove every passenger from the plane, rescreen them, and inspect the aircraft. United Airlines Flight 2167 from San Francisco to Orlando was getting ready to leave the gate when several passengers said they received a photo of an airsoft gun from another passenger via Airdrop. The teenager was not allowed to get back on the plane. You think? I guess seriously, what on earth are you using Airdrop for? I have never heard of a legitimate use for Airdrop other than getting yourself into trouble or getting yourself into complete embarrassment. I can think of a dozen better ways to send a file to anyone you want to send it to. But you know, as it turns out, there's a lot of people out there doing stupid stuff with their airsoft gear. Let's check out this next one. Shelter in place lifted after armed robbery suspects are arrested in northeast Portland. Let's take a look deeper at this story. 4 people were taken into custody after a series of robberies, a pursuit, and a search in northeast Portland on Sunday. According to the story, the police responded to a report of armed robbery, spotted a vehicle, attempted to pull it over, it sped off, and then there was a chase. Police set up a perimeter, stopped the car, and upon search, a gun believed to be an airsoft rifle was recovered. But wait, there's more. According to Sanish News, a cyclist with an airsoft gun was arrested for breaching his terms of his probation. Apparently this guy was kind of minding his own business, riding his bike, when a witness reported him for 2 motor vehicle offenses, riding without a helmet and riding on the sidewalk. Guess you're not supposed to do that, but then again, that was kind of a caring thing of that person to do. Upon stopping the individual, the officer found a Glock handgun, later to be identified as an airsoft gun, which led the officer to determine that the man had outstanding warrants and a court order prohibiting the possession of weapons, and he was arrested and faces charges for breaching the conditions of his probation. So once again, just stop carrying airsoft guns out in public, guys. Next we have news from the Auburn Plainsmen at Auburn University in Auburn, Alabama, very close to where we are here in Atlanta. Man fires airsoft gun at people near SkyBar. Police are investigating. Someone drove through downtown Auburn and shot an airsoft gun at people near SkyBar late Tuesday night, according to an email from Auburn University Campus Safety and Security. Police are investigating. Email says that the driver, an unidentified male, drove through the area in dark-colored sedan and fired airsoft bullets at people in the downtown area. There are no reports of injuries, according to the email. If you take an airsoft gun out in public and it looks real, and a cop sees you with it, you're asking to get shot. Put it in a bag, put some stickers on it that say airsoft, put one of those orange barrel shrouds on it that say pew pew. Whatever you need to do to show that that is not a real gun and you don't want to die. Case in point, let's look at this next story that comes from Vancouver, Canada. This is from CTV News in Vancouver. A stun grenade was used during a dramatic arrest of a suspect with a replica firearm in Vancouver on Friday. Now, I'm not going to play the video, but you can see in this video here, this mass of people gathered all around this guy where he was tackled. According to the story, police used a stun grenade to take a suspect into custody during a dramatic incident that unfolded on a busy Vancouver street Friday morning. A Vancouver Police Department spokesman said the officers involved were responding to reports of a man holding what appeared to be a rifle. The officers deployed a flashbang as a distraction technique before arresting the subject. Authorities determined the suspect had been carrying an airsoft rifle, a non-lethal replica that shoots plastic projectiles. One of the arresting officers here, Sandra Glendening, took to Twitter with this savage troll. Pro tip, if you're waiting for your ride to go to the airsoft park, don't stand at a busy intersection wearing body armor and what appears to be a real rifle across your chest. Just saying. Once again, if you're going to play airsoft, put your stuff in a carrying case, put it all together when you get there. Alright guys, staying in Canada, let's talk about some real airsoft news that could impact our Canadian brothers and sisters out there. There is a Canadian bill out there called C-21 that has been up for debate for many months now, and it's got a lot of people in Canada really worried. The law right now says that replica firearms in Canada are illegal, but airsoft kind of skirts around that because it actually fires projectiles. It's a working it's a replica, but it's a working replica. It's not just a replica. Well, people are worried the wording in C21 kind of takes direct aim at that loophole, whereas it specifically says replicas are now banned, but replicas that shoot projectiles are also banned. And everybody is thinking this could mean the end of airsoft in Canada. Because who defines what is a replica is very subjective. There's no definite definition or standard to who gets to decide what a replica is, and it's got a lot of people scared. Well, the story here from the Toronto Star, here's what the Trudeau government left unfinished as Parliament rises for the summer and maybe an election. So Bill C-21 was expected to be taken up by the House of Commons, but it wasn't. So if we look at the story here, Parliament breaks for the summer this week with a list of unfinished legislative business that many senators will have to pick up when they return in the fall. The big question now is whether they will return before or after the next federal election. So you've got this Firearms Control Bill, C-21, which would further restrict the use and storage of guns in Canada and seeks to better deter gun smuggling. The bill has yet to clear the Commons. So Parliament is now on break, and they did not address this bill. So it's kind of leaving everybody in limbo to determine what is the fate of airsoft in Canada still. But hey, I've got a couple of good stories. Let's turn to some good news on the airsoft front. This week I came across a story on Market Watch that's talking about the future of airsoft guns between 2020 and 2025. The takeaway for me here is this is saying that the airsoft guns products market is expected to be around $2.18 billion US by 2027 at a compounded annual gains rate of 7.21%. And for well-established markets, anywhere between 5 and 10% is pretty good. So, we see a lot of videos out there and a lot of people saying, is airsoft a dying sport? Is airsoft going to make it? Is airsoft going to live? Well, according to how much stuff people are buying in airsoft products, yeah, it's growing pretty good. If you're interested in this report, you can go out there and pick this report up. You do have to pay for it. It's going to break down everything according to the marketing segment, whether it's the type of gun it is, whether it's online or offline sales, region that you're selling it in, and even by particular companies and product manufacturers. And sticking with that same theme, here we've got a story from the U.S. and North Dakota where previously airsoft was not allowed, and commissioners have changed the ordinance to bring recreational airsoft activity back to Bismark, North Dakota. According to the story, airsoft guns have become increasingly popular for recreational fun. Special use permits used to allow airsoft fields to operate north of Bismarck outside the city, but now residents may see more opportunities for airsoft fields inside the city limits. So hey, cool changes coming. Alright guys, and last but not least, some news that seems to be all over the place. Everybody's talking about it. Content creators are talking about it. Retailers are talking about it. Everybody seems to be talking about it. The fact that LCT is about to release on August 5th their LK53 A2 and A3. Apparently, this is a huge deal, and pre-orders are open right now. No, I'm not shilling for them. This just seemed to be big news this week in airsoft. Kind of looks like an MP5 with a body style, but it is an actual replica of the HK53, which takes 5.56 rounds instead. But given the modular body style that they're coming out for these LK53s, I would not be surprised if we see an MP5 version come out pretty soon. So if you like LCT and you want to get your hands on one of these LK53s, they're pre-ordering now. Go out there and check it out. Alright guys, there you go. That is the news for this week in airsoft. Once again, don't take your airsoft stuff out in public. Put it in a case. Put it in a carrying bag. Don't put that stuff on until you get to the airsoft field. And guys, this is something new for us this week in airsoft. So if you like the format, tell us about it in the comments below. And if you haven't already, join us by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video when they come out. And until then, we'll see you next time.
I'm going this way. There's somebody left side of the road up in front of us.
All right, buddy. Go get them.